Hey guys, it's your girl Lakia Maria and welcome to another video here on the channel. Whether you're new to the channel or an OG, I primarily share planning and organizational videos, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I turned a composition notebook into a journal. I love taking items that you can easily access and turn them into something so much more and bring ideas that you may not have thought of. I also love sharing the inspiration in which I got a lot of my starter projects from, so I will have all that linked in the description box for your convenience. So in this video, we're going to cover what led me to using a composition notebook in the tail end of 2024, the projects I'm working on, materials I'm using, and again, I'll have all the details linked in the description box if there is links to items to purchase, other creators that are using this type of notebook, as well as other related videos that I have. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So this composition notebook, I just literally started using, and I like to put a mix of patches and stickers on my composition notebooks. I've gotten stickers from my personal stash, which include things that I've brought on Etsy, smaller shops, Dollar Tree, ordered those stickers on Amazon, got them from the dollar store. My sticker collection is a wide variety. As for the patches, I have gotten a lot of them from Hobby Lobby, and I love getting things from Hobby Lobby when it's 40% off or clearance, because buying things full price just doesn't sit right with me. So what led me to using a composition notebook, I'm gonna take you down memory lane real quick for me. So in December of 2023, I started to use this journal, which I got from Amazon. It was under $15, okay? Love the price point there. Didn't want to really invest in much, but I wanted a notebook that was going to be able to hold both my planning and journaling. So this was my everything notebook. As you can see, the cover is decked out in stickers and patches, and I have everything tabbed. It's kind of like an anthology in a sense at this point. So I used this for 8 months. I stopped planning in here around June, and this was solely a journal by July. So this whole chunk right here is nothing but journaling. This notebook in particular had 300 pages. I didn't end up using all 300 pages. I just ripped out once I was done. I wanted to end this in August. I just ripped it out. I did add some pockets to the front. I did add a pocket in a back, and I wrote a letter to myself at the end of this journal. This is Chunkaroo, and she holds a very special place in my heart from having used it for 8 months, but also the time in my life that I was using this. So it was really hard to break away from Chunkaroo. And then in September, I started using Miss Girl, AKA Rebound. And this is from Michael's, also under $15. It's another coil option. Now I chose coil because I wanted to be able to just flip it open and lay it flat. So really no matter which way I flip it, it's laying flat, you know? Also with these types of journals, I am able to work outside the journal. I can use scrapbook paper and tape everything right inside. By the end of August, that's what I was doing with this journal, Chunkaroo in particular. I would size the paper, create my spreads, tape them inside of the journal, which to me is no different than using a standard scrapbook album, using the 12 by 12 sheet, decorating the sheet, and then putting it into the sheet protector of the scrapbook. So there's different ways that you can do it. The issue for me with this journal in particular was the hardcover, because the hardcover is something that makes it harder as the journal is expanding to work with. This one from Amazon was more flexible, more pliable to deal with, which I love. But this one, as much as I love the size and loved how my cover was turning out, it just was not working as it started to expand. So I had to ditch it. Now I have kept planning and journaling in notebooks before. These are my two Stalogies. This one is a B6 and this one is an A5. These are comparable to that of Chunkaroo, as I was using them as everything notebooks, but it gets old really fast, and keeping my planning and journaling separate has been a game changer for me. So my planning right now is inside of this little tiny notebook that I got from Walmart, and I do daily planning inside of here. I'll also make a weekly to-do list and then break it up each day, which has been helpful. Also, any content that I'm recording, I'll make a list, map out ideas, put it in here. And instead of ripping the page out when I'm done, I can literally just put a sticky note over it and pretty much recycle the page. So that's how I've been using this notebook. And I'm also using a tiny one for this reading notebook, all about my spicy reads. And I have a video on this that I'll link in the description box for you guys if you're interested in how I put this together. This is for my spicy reads, but if you're looking for a low maintenance type of book journal, this might be right up your alley. And everything that I'm showing in my journals are things that you can put in any size notebook. So that leads me back to the composition notebook. So over on TikTok, I saw the Happy Kim, and I will link her below because she does have an amazing YouTube channel. She was using her composition notebook for mixed media, and she noted that the paper quality of composition notebooks made in Vietnam are better quality. So I went to my local store. I could have went to Dollar Tree, but I went to what was in walking distance and didn't require me driving. So I picked this one up. I also found a red one at the first store I went to. I bought it. And I bought it not because I didn't want the red cover. I wanted the classic black and white. But I bought the red one just in case I couldn't find a black and white one. And I wanted to just jump right into the journal. So both of the ones that I purchased were made in Vietnam. They are 100 sheets. And if you're looking for this particular brand, it's called Top Flight. So I wanted to also put my name on the cover as well as the Steelers. So again, a mix of stickers and patches. And I have a little gingerbread patch because I will be using this throughout the month of December. We're getting into the holiday season, so this is about to chunk up really nicely. And I have some charms that I'm thinking of adding to the side here. I've seen people do that. They use paper clips and made charms. So when you open this up, I have a lot of collages in here right now. And that is how my first journal started. I feel like collages are a great way to transition from one journal to another. I'm not gonna say my first journal because my first journal of the year was Chunkaroo. Rebound was just used for a month and a half. I use the analogy of if you were in a long-term relationship and then you break up amicably and you move on, you have great memories with the next person, but you end things because it's just not working out, and then you try to figure out what you're going to use next. So that is how I'm like going through things with my journal at the moment. I love Chunkaroo, but it's not a journal that I wanted to stay with. Aside from it being 300 pages, it's not what I wanted. I like the size, but I didn't like the lines, right? So then I moved on to Rebound, and I really tried to give Rebound a fair shot. And I started in this journal using different items, different pictures off of Pinterest to create these collages. So I did a jewelry one, a fashion one, and a fall one. And then I went ahead and added in the Steelers schedule and wrestling events that I went to. So you can see the page is pretty much covered. I also went and added in titles with my favorite letter stickers. And I also added in these jewels on this one, the jewelry one from Dollar Tree. I just feel like it gives it a nice touch. So I'm happy to look back through this journal, right? But I realized that this was an activity that I could easily break in, you know, when it comes to figuring out what I want to do with this journal. I'm going to make a watch list inside of my new journal, and then my junk journal pages, right, which are easy to make. Diving into this journal, knowing what worked when I started Rebound, easing myself into it, I knew that I was going to be doing collages. Now, some of the inexpensive supplies that I like to use are magazines and books, and I've been accumulating quite a bit. So I like to get the magazines from thrift stores. You can check your local Facebook groups if you have magazine subscriptions. Great. If you get the flyers in the mail, use those. If you have packaging from your food, you can use that too. There's so many inexpensive resources. You probably could find some at your local library as well. If you ask, you can do the same thing with newspapers. So I found these magazines recently at the thrift store. I also like to take coffee table like books from the thrift store and work with those. I have this one. I want to do a Harry Potter spread. So I have this one that I got from the thrift store. And children's books are also fun to work with and to give you guys some ideas on those, which is what I played around a lot with in Rebound. I feel like each journal that I've had has gotten something better than the last one because I am gaining new ideas and insight on how to use stuff. So these are Arthur scenes from a book that I cut out, and I took my childhood photos and inserted myself into these scenes. So this one here, I did 5 photos, and then I did a Halloween one, and I just did a fall treats one. So this one was Arthur's Halloween, and I've been lucky enough at the thrift store to find all the seasonal Arthur books. So I found Arthur's Halloween, Arthur's Thanksgiving, and Arthur's Christmas. I'm really excited to do stuff for Christmas. Very, very excited with all the supplies that I have. And from there, I would just take like flyers and that I got in the mail or that were on my car. You know, they're always giving like those junk car things, whether your car is junk or not. They're going to put it out there. That's just how they do their footwork and their guerrilla marketing in that regard. So I just made junk journal spreads using stuff that I got in the mail, stuff that I received in the mail, doing like swatches. This is another one that I got in the mail. This was my birthday vision board. So if you guys would like to see a more detailed flip of this, just let me know in the comments. But easing into this, I had cut out some images from a book already, and I have what I like to call journaling marathons, and that's when I can sit down and really create, put on a comfort show, whether it's like Law and Order. I like to watch FBI, NCIS, Blue Buds. If it's a procedural drama to be watched, then I will watch it. A documentary. I love sports documentaries. Those are also fun. So I took the stuff that I had and I went and layered it inside of here. Then I made a junk journal page here. Then over here was from that same book. I just did a black and white version. I brought 3 pairs of shoes from Walmart, and they're comparable to that of like Adidas and Puma, like as far as similar style. So I just went and made a shoe deco inspo page, and I got all of these images from Pinterest and printed them out on sticker paper. But if you don't have sticker paper, you can use cardstock, computer paper, whatever it is that you have. There's also an option that you can take those images and send them over to your local drugstore and have them printed on the 4x6 photo pages and just cut them out that way. There's options to get inexpensive images that you love printed for you without breaking the bank or going to buy a whole new printer. This is one of my favorite collages. This was from a magazine. I actually did this one on live of cutting up the magazines, and it was just an absolute ball to do so. So this one I do have to glue back down because I use glue, which I usually use double stick tape because sometimes I feel like the glue doesn't really stick. So I do have to go ahead and glue this back down and it'll be fine. But look at that banana pudding. I knew when I cut this banana pudding out that it was going to be amazing in a journal spread. And then this is a sticker dump of stickers that I made. I pulled my Cricut back out. I have a Cricut maker and I made stickers on my Cricut. All images are from Pinterest, and I just put them into my Cricut. You can do the same thing in Canva and make your own sticker sheets. And if you don't have sticker paper, again, cardstock. You can do glossy photo paper. That also works. You can get that pretty inexpensively at the dollar store. And again, regular computer paper. Just print it out, cut it out, use your glue and stick it on. You got you a sticker. So I like to use magazines, book clippings, again, packaging that you already have. I do have a pretty robust craft collection, but I've always been into crafts. Like, I feel like people, when they look at other people that are doing a certain hobby, it's like, oh my God, you're spending so much money on it. If it's your hobby, it's your hobby. You're going to make an investment in it. But what led me truly to choosing a composition notebook was that I didn't want to invest in something that I knew I didn't want to use beyond December. So with 2 months left of 2024 and looking into a different journal that I want to use in the new year, I figured that this would be great because the first 2 journals that I bought were both in that $15 range. And while that doesn't break the bank, it's still not money that I want to spend just for 2 months. And even with the Stalogies, these go up in price. I'm not saying that they're, again, horribly expensive, but you know, if you're looking to start journaling, I would first look at the notebooks that you have around you. But if you are looking to buy something, you can do coil, you can do bound. I've been doing coil notebooks, this ring bound type of system, for majority of 2024. You can also get a binder and computer paper and do it that way. Get a mini binder, do scrapbook paper. There's so many ways for you to dive into this without breaking the bank. So my basic tip is to just get a notebook, start to play around with the notebook that you may already have in your possession, but a composition notebook and turning it into a journal is actually fairly easy. I've used scrapbook paper in here. I've used magazine clippings in here. I've had things go across the page with no problem. There's so much more that I want to do with this. As for me and like really just diving into this, I want to decorate the cover more, of course, also thinking about decorating the back as well. I still want to do a hybrid of junk journaling, collages, and scrapbook journaling, as well, scrapbooking, a scrapbook journal in a sense. And I feel like I was able to encompass all three styles inside of here: the junk journaling, the collages, and just the typical scrapbook journaling. So we have this junk journaling here. And then, like I showed you guys, the collages, but then also taking like current events that are happening in my life, like a girls' night or my 33rd birthday, which I had a lot of fun making this spread. And I do have a video if you guys want to check out my TikTok as well. So I am really excited. I feel like this is like no fuss. I don't feel bad about it like getting messed up. It's not like a journal I want to keep in pristine condition. It's just, you know, it's for fun, and it's a creative outlet for me. This is like therapy for me. And I feel like journaling is not supposed to be pressure. It's supposed to be effortless. You're supposed to be able to put things down on a page, which is why with some of my more curated spreads, such as like my 33rd birthday, I put a lot of thought and effort into this. Whereas with junk journaling, it's putting things down on the page and just letting it flow. So don't think about the pressure of journaling and trying to keep up with what everybody else is doing, keeping up with what everybody else is buying. Take it easy, let it come to you naturally, and simply create. So that is it for this video. I would love to continue this conversation with you guys in the comments. Again, be sure to check out all the links in the description box for related videos, creators, and links to items that I've shared. If you're not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. And for all of you that are, I thank you. I love you guys. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.